In this video, we are going to install and set up the Java in both places, in the Raspberry Pi and in your computer. What we are going to do here, the main idea is to install just the JRE in the Raspberry Pi. And if you remember from my previous video, the JRE is just for running the Java programs, right? For developing, we are going to use your computer. So in our computer, we are going to install the OpenJDK also. And if I'm not wrong, when you install the OpenJDK, the OpenJRE will come along. So you don't need to do 3 steps here. Just install the OpenJDK. It's more than enough in your computer. But this is not a two-way street. I mean, if you install JRE in your Raspberry Pi, it's going to be only the JRE, not the OpenJDK, won't be there. And why do I do that? It's just to save space in the micro SD card, so we don't need to have additional files there. That is not necessary. The available versions of OpenJDK, there is a bunch of versions there. And for you to know what version you can use or which one you should pick it up, you can do this sudo app search OpenJDK. If you do that, it's going to show a list of the current versions of OpenJDK. And you're going to see multiple versions there. I tried different ones, and I don't know if it's because I have the Raspberry Pi 3B plus or something like that. Is an old Raspberry Pi. I don't know if that's the reason, but I have some issues getting the most updated version of the OpenJDK. So I start using the 11, and that is more than enough for my case here. And there is an option for headless, so I'm using that one too. So this is the whole library that we're going to do. And how to install? You just go there and say, first of all, in the terminal window, you say sudo apt-get update, first of all, and then you do a sudo apt-get install, and then you provide the version that you want to use. So let's take a look how to do this. And finally, you need to, I would check, say Java dash version, and then you see in the terminal window what you get there. The Java is lowercase. Here is because it's PowerPoint, it became capitalized, but should be lowercase. So if we go here, let's see if I can quickly go here. Let's do the whole thing there. So here is my VNC. Remember, we discussed about VNC before, how to connect your computer with the Raspberry Pi in a headless configuration. So here I have a terminal window. And again, if I go here and say, what is that? Let's see. Yep. So this one, sudo apt search OpenJDK. It's going to take a little bit until it search for all the versions. And then you get a big list. So this is a list that you have here. It's a big list. And if you want a kind of a short list, what I did it is you can use the grep command. So you can come here and say grep. So you're piping a grep, and then we can say here open JDK dash. Let's put just a double quotes because I don't know if the dash is going to be interfering in that. So let's make like a string of that. And it will take a while. Oh, it didn't show up. Huh. OpenJDK dash. Just give me a second here. See if it works again. I just did this command. Oh, it came here. I don't know why it didn't work last time. But here you have it. There is a list now. It's a little more concise of the list of OpenJDK you have. So you have the 10, you have the 11, you have the 12, 17, and so on. So from here, you can see that you have up to 17. In our case, we are going to use the 11, as I mentioned to you, and we are going to use the headless one. So we are going to use one of these ones here, this one here, right? This one here. So we are going to install this one here, the OpenJDK 11 JRE in the Raspberry Pi headless. So that's what we're going to do. So if you go here to install it, what we're going to do is first you get update. So sudo app get update. So I will do that. Always when you try to install something new, just give an update. And then you go ahead and let's install here. So you're going to say sudo app get install, and then the version that I highlighted there, that is just the name as we had there. So that's what you're going to do. And it's going to take a while, but eventually it's going to finish up. I'll pause the video so it doesn't take much. Okay, so here's the end. So it took like a minute or so and install it. So now if you want to double check if it has installed correctly, you just say java-version, and then you would get a summary of the Java. And in this case, it's an openJDK, so we are right there. And we are going to use the runtime and the Java virtual machine. So these two packages, let's put it this way, they are the ones that enable us to run our jar files in our Raspberry Pi, not to develop, but to run it. So going back here for our presentation. All right, so here you have it. What else? Let's see. And that's it for, oh no, let's try to do this. Install the Java JDK in your computer. So for your computer, what you're going to do, you're going to go to this site here, or you just look for installing Java OpenJDK. Just search it over the internet, and you're going to get the Microsoft page here. In this case, I'm providing the link here for you. And if you go there, there are many options. Remember, we saw that there was a OpenJDK 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on there for Raspberry Pi. Didn't have OpenJDK 21 there. It wasn't there. So we are going to use this, the OpenJDK 11. And again, in the future, if I have some time, I will try to experiment again with these other two, the most recent ones. But when you click there, it's a link. And then what you get, in my case, I'm going for Windows installation. So you have the Microsoft installer. I'm going to click there and just run the whole thing there. You just follow. And again, how do you check if your application, your Java installation is okay? Just go to a terminal window. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Go to a terminal window, because I have done already, right? So I just say Java-version, and you're going to see, again, is a OpenJDK version 11, and so on, okay? And very good. Now, one thing here is just be careful, because we are going to develop codes in our computer and send it, like the class, the jar files, into your Raspberry Pi. So the versions, they need to match, all right? So the OpenJDK install in your Windows needs to be the same one installed in your Raspberry Pi. In NetBeans, there is a way of defining different platforms. And what I mean by platforms is a platform that has a different OpenJDK version and should do okay. But for some reason, I couldn't figure out how to do that. I tried different ways, and every time I go there, it didn't do what I expected. But when I move everything to 11, everything works fine. So that's what we're going to do. And that's it for this one. Next one, we are going to talk about NetBeans, how to install and how to configure NetBeans in a way that we don't have any problems with Raspberry Pi. But again, if you have any suggestion here for improving this video or any question, don't hesitate to drop a message, and we'll hope that either I or someone else can help you answer your questions. Thank you very much.